And we are in.
And I am leveled up.
You could be more leveled.
Good?
Yeah. Talk more.
Hey, everybody. We're here in Buffalo, New York for the Frozen Final Four. We've got the hats going up against the jackets. And then later on tonight, we've got the gloves going up against the scarves.
And Nathan, you do not want to sleep on those scarves. They have kept necks warm for generations. Impractical sometimes, where they can keep your ears, your chin, the top of your head, and even, in times of crisis, your nose and lips warm.
Oh, yeah. And these kids have been working hard, keeping the city of Narragansett, New York, nice and excited for this tournament action. They are out in full force. The fans of the Fighting Scarves are here, and they're ready to cheer on their team to victory.
After the Scarves absolutely defiled the memory and legacy of the Mittens last night, you got to say, this has to be their tournament. Who's going to get in their way? Their Jackets?
Jackets were looking strong last week as they advanced in the tournament by beating the Booties. And, of course, we're talking about galoshes, not rumps. But, yes, after that shellacking, you feel like the momentum has to carry over into the second round.
The only team that stands in their way, of course, the Beanies.
Now, I picked the Beanies at the beginning of the year.
We all did.
They struggled mid-season after the injury of Guy Lafart. And, of course, we don't laugh at his last name.
No, we don't. Not anymore. We're professional. That's how we got this job.
His family asked that we put some respect on it, of course, because
he fell through the ice and perished.
A whole lifetime of bad memories associated with the Lafart name. Lots of giggling and pointing in that family's history, but
and actually, that's just the French-Canadian translation. When they came over from France, of course, they were the Lequeefs. And that's forgotten in the annals of history. And also, they hate when you bring up the annals of history when you discuss the Lafart name. Dude, so I don't know if you guys are watching this at home, but Baylor is playing the UC Santa Barbara hats.
Well, when the logo is small, it just looks like a hat.
It
but
is.
They just showed a bigger version, and there's some eyes poking out. Oh, they're the Gauchos.
They're the Gauchos.
You knew that?
I did know that, but for comedic purposes, I was going with the hats.
Festive hats for a festive occasion, of course. March Madness. We love it so much. Each and every year. My wife says she's going to leave me every April because I am still fired up. I can't come down after the tournament action that we endure all month long.
I remember last year when she said, Nathan, I am going to leave you if you do not quit watching March Madness. You said, I bought your ticket. It's on top of the toaster. See you later, Toots. I'll be in here rooting on the VCU Richmond Tigers. That was when VCU and Richmond teamed up for that 1 year.
Yeah. Low attendance in both colleges forced them to create one mega team. And obviously heartbroken that they were only able to reach the Elite Eight. A lot of expectations with that mega conglomerate of two campuses.
That's when I had to visit that Tokyo organ dealer in order to sell my spleen because I was upside down to the tune of $37,000 after that game.
You had money on the line. All right. Well,
I had money on the line.
We must have different contracts because I am not allowed to bet on these games.
Oh.
Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
I've got a buddy who hooks me up, and I shouldn't say his name. I call him Gaucho.
I call him the Hat.
I call him Gaucho the Groucho. He's a little bit of a grump.
He is not ever happy to answer my calls, that's for sure. Because usually I'm saying, where is she? Where is she, Ronald? Just tell her to send me a text. Let me know that she's alive.
Oh, we got a bird in the backyard.
Oh, breaking news. Bird in the backyard up here in beautiful Narragansett, New York.
We're in Buffalo. I mentioned Narragansett, but that was a team in the tournament.
And it's also in Rhode Island.
Well, you're going to have to dock my pay for that one. I'll tell you, that was on me. I'm caught up in all of this exciting action.
I've never seen a hat beat a bear. Except for once. That was in international waters. I live bet the Bears, by the way.
What a fight that must have been.
Yeah, well, the hat was on the bear's head, which means that the bear had to self-sabotage a bit as it attacked the hat and ended up clawing its face up pretty bad and losing an ear. But still, that bear wore that hat for one last day. Good ball movement here from the hats. All around the bend. All around the Mayberry bush that ball goes, but the monkey does not chase the weasel down the bucket.
I'll tell you what, there's nothing I love more than watching and commentating as a bunch of young, hot athletes take to the court and or the ice. I mentioned the Frozen Final Four earlier. We are currently watching young men play basketball. Either way, I'm in heaven. My wife hates it. She says, "You were supposed to be a weatherman." I said, "When the sportsman calls in sick, the weatherman has to step up to the plate," and it was a hell of a fit. It fit like a glove, much like the fighting gloves that we'll see later on taking on those scarves.
I always like when you call him a sportsman. I've always thought that was good. And, that's a steal. You know what they love on this podcast?
When we watch TV.
And we do live commentary on a game that happened 3 days ago. That's what they love. That was my favorite part of the pods during football season is I would come home.
Is you watching football.
Yeah, I would come home hungover and like sleep deprived after a weekend. Just be sitting here watching the Bolts take on the Colts. And we'd be, trying to recap, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's a good off tackle."
Yeah, just random.
Not even like painting a picture.
No picture.
Yeah.
The picture's on the screen that you're watching, and then you just have a little comment or two.
And you know what's fun is that the picture inside their head right now is completely created by us. Mm-hmm. As they drive that fortified forklift that they've been working on to get revenge on City Hall. As they drive that through downtown.
Oh, shit. We've got a killdozer situation.
Killdozer.
20 years later, somebody's been inspired by the man from Granby. His name escapes me right now.
You know who was inspired by that? Stephen Williamson.
Loved it.
Stephen Williamson was like, Killdozer rules.
Yeah.
And he started like figuring out how to get like plate metal. He was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's my move now.
That was on its head. Or on the surface, it's pretty cool. It sounded cool, but I know I've seen some videos of other people that lived there, or like journalists from that time, who said that that dude kind of sucked. He was pretty.
No way.
He was pretty well. I mean, it was more than like.
You mean that anti-establishment loner wasn't fun at parties?
Well, I'm just saying that it seemed justified when you hear the beats of the story, but also he had pretty much every opportunity to like work more with the city, and he didn't want to. He asked for like a ridiculous amount of money to sell the property to whatever that concrete plant or whatever was going in across the way, and kind of went mental. But hey, and he was also I think he saw visions of angels and God and sugar plums dancing in his head. He was a wackadoo.
Yeah, he was looking at a pretty sick Franzetta painting right before he did it. Blacklight painting by Frank Franzetta, and he's like, damn.
Lizard smoking a bong.
Yeah, holy shit. Take me to your dealer.
Take me to church.
Have you ever done business with a concrete plant?
No.
Because that's the closest I've ever come to creating chaos and discord in the streets, is having to do business with a concrete plant. Those guys, they're the foundation.
At first, they're easy to work with.
Yeah.
Then they get
they toughen up on you.
Hard as hell. Yeah. Just immovable. Unshakable. Speaking of Stefan, I don't know. Have we watched Knuckle last night for the 12th time?
Oh my God.
Patrick had not watched Knuckle. You guys should check it out. It's on YouTube.
It's free on YouTube.
There's
some gypsy man posted it, and he puts his logo on there like 4 times, but it's very tastefully done.
But there's no ads. It's tasteful. It's a slow, upward scroll.
It's not a star swipe. There's no like accompanying laser
hip-hop
horns.
Track. Yeah. No,
BKB gypsy beats.
Right. Yeah. I was expecting that when the first one came up. I was like, oh, here it comes.
Lauren Bagara. If it ain't the BKB gypsy beats.
The ad break for his traveling karaoke machine. But yeah, Knuckle rules.
It's the greatest.
It was.
Well, Michael Douglas was a hat in '68.
Just as good. The 13th time as it was the first few times years ago.
That might be the 50th time I've seen it. Me and Bori and Stefan would just put that on and fall asleep to it at one of our many adult sleepovers when we were in high school.
Oh, really?
Remember those days?
You were in
17, 18 years old.
That came out in like 2010.
No, it didn't.
It must have.
No way.
There's video from 2009 in it.
No way.
Yes.
I know I'm dating myself.
Not that young.
Oh, crap. Yeah, that came out in 8th grade for me.
You do date yourself because your wife is busy.
Yeah, I do. I date myself a couple times a day. I'm a master dater. Did you?
Oh,
in my house?
Oh, yeah.
You watched Knuckle with me and Pat, and then you were like, I know,
That's
it's a nice nightcap.
That's when I jacked it. You guys didn't notice.
No, we were so wrapped up in the gypsy brawling. And they use the term, I'm not being anti-zygynist. They do. They say it all the
traveler.
time. No, they say, we're the gypsy king.
No.
King of the gypsies, king of the travelers.
I don't think they say gypsy once.
Yeah, they say, this is the pikey punch.
I don't know if they say pikey either. They probably should, right?
Pikey, I don't think, is indigenous to Ireland. I think that's more of a UK situation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's my impression of an Italian saying okay.
Chuck Roy used to run that show in the mountains. Remember with Brent Gill? When Brent Gill was his bottom boy.
Breckenridge.
He made him work for all the scraps from the table.
Brecky.
And that is a 3-pointer, and I like that because I live bet the Baylor Bears minus 5.5 at halftime. So yeah, he had that show, and the guy who ran it was a self-avowed pikey.
John Scott.
I don't remember the guy's name.
The little guy. He wore a little hat.
Yeah, he had a little hat.
Pikey-like hat.
Yeah, he was a pikey. Oh. And I remember like talking to him after a show as Chuck Roy's hand is wandering further and further up my thigh.
You want to get paid tonight, Sam? Yeah, I want to pay you.
If you want to get paid, I got to get sprayed. I just had to blast on Chuck to get my money.
Yeah, it's not the.
Hey, careful. Don't do any of your agile antics right now.
I have to readjust. I don't want to look at the TV screen. I want to look at you.
Yeah, I don't want to watch the TV either. Nice bounce pass.
You look, and then I'll watch you.
Yeah, watch it in my eyes.
I watch the reflection of your glasses.
Yeah, but I remember hanging out after the show, and that guy just walking me through all the different like branches of the Romani family tree throughout Europe. And me being like, "This is great, man," and then Chuck being like, "We got to go, kid.
Yeah,
we got to get out of here." I was like, "What? Leave me alone, you old." Leave me alone, you old show producer, you.
You gaucho?
Yeah.
He was a groucho, wasn't he?
God, what a bummer he was.
Yeah,
Chuck Roy was a great comedian, but not a great hang.
Yeah, he had a lot going on.
You loved him. You were one of his fucking boys.
We got very close. I was a part of his morning show. It was like half podcast, half because it was some of them were live. No, we recorded them and we released them later.
I was a recurring character on Will and Grace, kid.
Yeah,
give me some respect over here. I sold popcorn on Frasier. All right, I was the popcorn vendor on Caroline in the City. I was the popcorn. He's always a popcorn vendor on every NBC sitcom.
He got pigeonholed a little bit.
He did,
and that wasn't his fault.
Well, those pigeons kept getting stuck in his hole. He'd be like, "Come on, kid, spray me." Yeah, but yeah, you and Sharpie, you guys fell into his web, and I think that he was threatened by me, so he never took me in close. I remember once when Brody Stevens did that show at what was that called? Castleman's, and we were on that show. That's where the meet and greet happened.
I'll never forget.
Yeah,
that night, Brody was so funny. I was so glad that he did like an hour and 15.
Yeah, that was an Andy Jewett joint.
It was the Chuck Roy show, with Jewett co-producing and
world's youngest grandfather, Andy Jewett.
Me, you, KOB, Troy Walker were
all the stars were there.
We should have been closer because the room was huge
and not
there
full.
Were 14 people there.
Yeah,
but we were in the back and
being respectful,
just loving it.
Just
looking at each other.
I'm Brody now.
We all stole his stuff.
We all started doing Brody after that.
We all 303.
I remember I said 818 despite having a 303 tattoo on my wrist. I'd point and say 818 till I die, and they'd go, "What are you talking about?" I'd be like, "Oh, it says wow." That's where the wow thing came from.
You covering up your lies.
I've dusted that one off recently.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I had to at that corporate event. I remember I got off stage at that Chuck Roy show and went to walk by, and Chuck had his hand up, and I went for a high five, and he pulled it away, and he said, "You were supposed to do 10. You did 10:15, kid." And I was like, "All right."
10 minutes, 15 seconds.
Yeah, he was pissed. I did 15 seconds more.
No way.
Yes.
No.
100%. I went for a high five. And he pulled it away and said, "You did 15 seconds more, kid."
Why do you do?
Because he hated me because I looked like him and did crowd work.
Yeah.
I was young, cool him, and all the boys wanted to suck me for a while.
all the boys, straight or gay, were lining up for a mouthful of your tasty delight.
Yes. Hey, Sam, come on, let me get some of that cannoli cream.
I think he tried to neg me in Breckenridge.
He tried to
once.
peg you, I think.
He got me all fired up, and I think he maybe thought it was going to turn into passion. But instead I was like,
passion.
I'm going to leave now.
Oh, wow.
He just made it seem like I think I've told this story on the pod, but we were in Breckenridge talking to a bartender about how we were comics in Denver. He didn't know us, but I think he was in Denver a lot or something. And then when we went to leave, he went to throw garbage away, and he saw us, and he was like, "Oh, hey." To Chuck, he was like, "I think I do remember you. Were you in Rainbow Chasers?" And I was like, "Dude, that was me."
Yeah.
And Chuck hated that. And so in the hotel, he tried to like take me to task for talking too much when the bartender was talking with John Scott. Like they knew each other.
What
he acted
fun
like
that
I
must
was
have been.
getting in there too much or something.
You're
and
getting your shit in.
Yeah, and I wasn't. I've never really been that guy, like always on and fired up.
No, I mean, you do talk a little sometimes, you know, as
This
your
was
friend.
actually before I
Talked all the
had
time.
my acid trip where I realized I needed to shut up more. So, but I definitely,
Is it time to talk or time to listen?
well, that was later. Or no, that was before I realized it's in fact more often than not time to listen. But yeah, Chuck didn't like that the guy knew Rainbow Chasers, and he took it out on me later, and it was awkward because I had to like leave the room. We were hanging out
Now, are you sure,
in this
though,
hotel room, and then I had to bail.
that
'cause I
Chuck was
pissed.
aware of what Rainbow Chasers is? Because he
Yeah, I
might
told
have
him.
thought it was a slur for his people as a homosexual man.
Right? No,
Yeah.
he knew,
Okay.
and he hated it.
Yeah.
So that was awkward.
It's always nice when your hero is jealous of you. Anyway, guys,
Rest in peace, Chuck Roy. The Chuck Roy Memorial Basketball Tournament is why we're all here.
right here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Chuck Roy, also French Canadian. Think about that. Ben
I'd
Roy,
rather not.
French Canadian? Yeah, I don't want to either. John Wick is in theaters March 24th, everyone. That is breaking news. You heard it here first. Wick is back in theaters. I will be first in line. I'll be seeing that in Burlington, Vermont at the Vermont Comedy Club. Come out and see me there the 24th and 25th, everyone. Get those tickets. All of our listeners up there, all you maple syrups, just slurping freaks. Just planting pine trees and drinking apple cider. Take a break from the festivities of March and come and see me. Featuring Claire O'Kane.
And Nick Naney.
And Nick Nani. I hope that my fans don't eat her alive. You know?
They won't.
They won't. They're good
She's
people.
funny.
Oh, she's very funny.
I haven't seen Nick.
She's very funny. But I just, some people don't want to hear a woman or a minority talk, and she's both. So.
Claire O'Kane, the king of the travelers.
Yar, it's me, Claire O'Kane. Yar. I am a traveler, which means I talk like a pirate.
High priestess of the seas and also a bare-knuckled brawler.
I'd love to see Claire O'Kane fight that fucking Big Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce.
Hey, guys, watch Knuckle and then come back into the pod real quick. We'll do a quick breakdown.
Hit pause. Go to YouTube.
Big Joe Joyce, the longest arms on a man. Like pendulums in the grandfather clock of time itself.
Gorilla-like, yeah.
Oh
like
my
he could
God.
walk on them.
Uh-oh, we have a call from Emily. Emily, we're podcasting.
Okay, never mind.
No, tell us. You're live on the pod.
You're on the bus.
You're on the pod.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I have heartburn.
That's why you called me?
Yeah.
How jealous of you are that we're hanging out, me and Lund, without you, that you had to call and interrupt to say you had heartburn.
I'm really fucking jealous. I'm in the ER doing stupid shit.
All right.
And I'd rather be home goofing around with you guys, and I have heartburn.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, baby, but I got to get back to this money-making endeavor.
All right, same. Bye.
Dude, that's the trash man.
Yeah, the dude, homeless guy got turned into a trash can. They stole our idea.
And he did.
Geico ad.
We have to edit that thing out with Emily.
Why?
She can't be on here. Her boss said she's not allowed on the pod anymore because it's too inflammatory.
Because I'm her patient.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Last night. What?
Nothing.
Let me talk.
All right. Just saying.
It's my life. Last night it was funny because we're all hanging out. I've got my Elf bar out.
Yes, you do.
And Emily goes, "Whoa, Lund, is that yours?" And I was like, "Yeah, a little nicotine vape, yeah." She goes, "Oh, I'll have to update your chart." And I was like, "You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
How about you be Emily, my friend, right now, not Emily, my doctor?"
Emily, your friend, died. She's been dead since 2020, all right? This fucking vaccine situation killed her. Yeah, now she's always threatening to add things to my chart. She'll be like, "Oh, wow, you having a third slice of pizza? I better add that to your chart."
Chart's getting pretty big.
Yeah, so are you.
Lots of red flags.
More like Whitey. Well, I do need to comment on this. I had a nice time at South by Southwest. So to all the listeners who sent me nice messages saying, "Way to go, you're our friend and we're happy for you," I appreciate that. Because there were some moments throughout my adventures there that were quite intimidating.
Overwhelming.
But I navigated them effectively.
Pants shitting.
Yes. I was pants shittingly nervous.
You shit your gauchos.
I did. Then I put it on my head. I was like, "This is a new kind of hat."
Is that Cuban? Because I'm thinking of Jim Carrey in The Mask when I see the gaucho logo.
No, that's like a vaquero hat type situation.
Oh, okay.
There's no Cubans in Santa Barbara. This is a Mexican influence.
There was long ago.
No, there weren't. They didn't make it all the way across.
Oh.
We gave a name to Cuba. Mm-hmm. Before that, you know what they called it? Key West adjacent.
Over there.
Yeah. We had that shit. Then we let it slip through our fingers like the sand that they eat.
They're greasy from the delicious Cubanos.
I would love to have a Cuban sandwich, but I cannot. Because Emily will add it to my chart.
Oh, yeah, you fibbed last night to her.
I didn't fib at all.
You said...
Oh, so now you're in the Tattletale Club?
You misrepresented your dinner order.
Yeah, I did. What are you going to do about it? Huh?
I said nothing. I didn't corroborate.
No, you didn't.
I didn't nod along.
Yeah.
I didn't confirm.
Oh, sorry that I wanted to go out and have a nice meal with my, I thought, ally and friend and confidant. And I got a little tendon in my soup. And that caused quite the kerfuffle.
It would have.
No, it did at the restaurant. She was like, "Just tendon? What are you talking about?"
Yeah, we'll have to call the owners and get the board together.
I got to call old Saigon. Tendon only in your pho? All right, let me call the Viet Cong. She talked like Marge.
They run everything.
I'm Marge Simpson. So yeah, I had tendon in my soup, and I didn't want to tell my wife that because she would have been jealous that you got to watch me eat meat, and she would have put it in my chart. You know, I'll maybe I premature ejaculate. She'll say, "Oh, cool, I got to add a page to your chart."
Oh,
you know,
a whole page.
Yeah.
How about your sticky thighs?
Yeah, maybe I fart really loud in the morning. She says, "Oh God, you woke me up. That's going in your chart." Maybe I put my finger out the window to a female driver. She's like, "Okay, that's going in your chart." I hate my chart. She doesn't even have access to it. She's not supposed to have access to it.
No?
No.
Huh. I figured she would.
She's not my primary care provider. She is yours.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, she's got unfettered access.
And you know what?
To my chart.
She's also other friends and family members of our primary care providers, and she doesn't tell me the hot deets or the cool goss that come off those charts, and I'm pissed. I want to know. I want to know what your H1C levels are. She won't tell me.
They're pretty good.
They're probably bad.
They could be better.
Yeah, right. She said that. No, she didn't say that. I want to joke about it, but she's never told me a fucking thing, and it pisses me off.
It's not allowed.
She'll be like, "I can't tell you that. That'd be breaking their trust." And I'm like, "I'm gonna break your jaw." You don't spill the fucking deets on Lund. What's it look like? How big is it?
Now she's gonna if we ever do an in-person checkup, she said she'll have to call in an intern or something to check my jumblies and or back door. She said she's gonna have to pass on that.
She doesn't want to see your dick and balls?
No, she'd rather not. And I'd rather, it would be too awkward.
She told me that's why she went to med school.
To get in there?
Yeah.
With me or just, it's got to be more,
with
more than
you.
just me.
She's like, this is the long con. As soon as I met Lund, I realized that we couldn't be together because we'd be too compatible. But boy, do I want to know how it hangs. I want to know how he slangs that meat. And that is 2 more points for these Baylor Bears. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-do-bop. Yes, Austin was cool. I met a couple of people down there. There's a couple of people you might have heard of. Ben and Jerry. The ice cream conglomerate. They were there. They offered me a sponsorship deal.
They have their own flying car.
Yeah.
Runs on ice cream.
Dude.
So you buy ice cream from you. So you buy the car from them.
Mm-hmm.
You buy the ice cream from them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put the ice cream into the car. You drive where? To the ice cream store to get more fuel.
Yep.
It is a win-win-win for those 2 hippies from Vermont.
It's crazy that they're putting electric charging stations for drone cars at all the Ben & Jerry's locations throughout the country. Mm-hmm. That's the only place you're going to be able to go and charge your electric drone car.
Yeah. No,
Driven by a Japanese pilot.
They figured it out.
And historically, not my favorite pilot. Not the ones that really give me the most confidence, you know? What if they had a bad day? What if they've got a vendetta to settle? Now I'm just collateral damage?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. I remember.
All right.
I was there.
The events of
fought in
Dub Dub Dose.
I fought in World War II. I'm not going to say which side.
Yeah.
That gets messy.
Uh-huh.
I was young.
Who was I talking to down there that loved the pod? And they said, a man named Adam. He said that he was a big Lund guy and he wishes that you just did Lund only episodes. And I said, he tried that for about 1.5 years. It was called One on Lund, and it didn't work.
It was tough.
Yeah.
My whole idea with it was that
Open the archive, Nathan.
I would interact with people on Facebook, and if it would have continued, I probably would have eventually tried to do like Twitch or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to do it like during the day, during the week. So a lot of people were at work, not on Facebook, or not able to interact, watch video.
You had a bunch of widowers
Facebook,
on there.
So, yeah, it
being
was
like
slim pickings.
My life alert keeps going up. Help me up, Nathan.
How do I share this picture of my grandson's 15th birthday party?
This little man in my Apple TV won't shut up. It's you. Did you ever have a web TV?
No.
Oh my God, we had one in our kitchen, dude. That thing made whacking brutal.
Why?
Because it was in the kitchen.
Oh.
And my mom would be like, I have to go to the pantry real quick. And I'd be like, staring at myself. I used to whack like a parachute, you know, when you're like jumping out of a plane and the first parachute doesn't open. You just start ripping at all the cords.
Yeah.
That was me just destroying my young, fertile cock.
You're trying to pull it off.
Yeah, it's like, I want to get rid of this thing.
This
This is a curse.
Gotta get rid of this anchor, else I'm gonna drown.
I got to hang out with William Montgomery a lot this weekend, or this week, earlier this week. My God, the time it disappears.
I want to meet his parents.
I do too. Francis and Delilah Ray or whatever. I'm sure.
I can't think of it. Yeah, no, it's fun.
Uh-huh.
A couple of fun, like
I know Francis is one of them.
Southern, not royalty, but like
they're
upper class, right?
sure.
We've done quite well for ourselves.
We only wear lavender in the spring.
We don't talk about it, but yes, we did make some wise investments in the early 1910s.
Yeah, we invested pretty well, our family, in about 1862. We really came out on top of that one. Who knew? Who knew that the world would change in the way that best benefited our bank accounts? But we were a bit prescient on those investments. Bury me in seersucker so I can go on God's boat. I don't want to be unseasonable when I meet Jesus Christ.
God has a boat.
God's got a boat, and I want to be his first mate for eternity. And we all know that when you go to heaven, whatever outfit you die in, that's what you wear for all of eternity. That's why I feel bad. That's why I feel bad for all those mascots who passed away in the heat. They can't remove their mascot helmets for the rest of their eternal beginnings and endings.
Oh, dude. I had a guy come into the bar Wednesday who hadn't seen in a while. We got to talking, and somehow wrestling came up. And
somehow,
I can't remember.
You didn't navigate the conversation to your wheelhouse.
No, I think he brought it up.
Maybe he's trying to connect with you.
Oh, I think I was telling him about like traveling for comedy or something. He was like, "Oh yeah, I used to wrestle, and so I've been to Mexico a couple times." He said he was supposed to go to Japan, but he got hurt in a match and couldn't make the trip. But he had wrestled in like Ireland, Germany, I think. A lot of deathmatch wrestling, so that must have been a lot.
Was he all fucked up looking?
He looks like he maybe got dropped on his head a couple times for sure.
Took a cheese grater to the forehead.
Right.
Yeah.
But he said his. I was like, "What was your finish?" He said he would do a pop-up pile driver, which I have not seen done
Pop-up
ever before.
Wait, so like the D'Lo Brown, like under the armpit pop-up?
Well, so it's like Kevin Owens will do a pop-up power bomb where you throw the guy off the ropes. Yeah, like
uppy, like when you toss a kid in the air?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Catch him, power bomb him.
Yeah.
But this dude was doing a pop-up into a pile driver, and I was like, that's insane, dude.
Shit.
And he said, yeah, a lot of guys didn't know how to take it, so we'd have to go through it a couple times before the match.
How does that fucking work? That you have to pop them up, and then they do a front flip in the air?
They have to kind of turn their body so that their head is going straight into the mat.
Oh my god!
Trust that he will catch them, and
I wonder he wasn't allowed in Japan.
Deliver them safely.
They do strong style, but they do safe style over there too.
Oh no, they're dropping each other on their heads left and right. They love it.
Only if they're Korean. It's personal over there. There's no botches. There's only planned mistakes.
Coordinated attack.
So you have a best friend now in Trinidad who was a wrestler?
My guy, Madman Pondo.
Was it Pondo?
It wasn't Madman Pondo.
Okay.
That's a real guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what his name was. He told me, but I can't think of it. Lasavius Vandemore.
Yes, it's
The Southern Gentleman.
one of the Montgomerys.
I don't have to wrestle, but it is my passion.
I choose to because it brings me life.
Daddy's money from the oil and natural gas fields put me through wrestling school, and I developed a taste for blood and violence.
My family used to own people, and now we own the squared circle. The confines of that ring are like a grave that I claw my way out of every day. I'm glad I'm not a wrestler.
Dude, we've talked about it. It's funny to imagine any other profession where you have to travel and entertain people, because ours is you show up and you ask if there's a microphone, and there is, and then
sometimes there's not,
and then you go in the green room. Yeah, there's horror stories.
Yeah,
but with any like regular show or whatever, a comedy club or whatever, then there's low bar, and usually it's met. And with anything like when we talk to those your cowboy buddies, your
the Bronco Busters,
yeah,
rodeo daddies, and their belt buckle bunnies.
I couldn't imagine the travel that we have to do, which is a lot, and it's lonely. All of that applies to them,
and then being in physical pain.
Yeah, their actual entertainment, their avenue of profession involves violence, potential death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
live animals.
I took a pint glass to the head, but
you're a
that's
hero.
once out of thousands of performances.
I almost smashed a guy over the head with a bar stool just to make sure you knew I was your friend.
Just to protect me.
Okay, here's some big news. Breaking news on the pod. Emily and I are flying Frontier tonight to Las Vegas. And this is my seat assignment. 2A. Yes.
What?
Yes. That's a victory for me.
That's insane.
That is nuts.
2A.
2A. What Emily used to have before her tits came in.
You bought the tickets last night.
And now I'm taking the ride, baby.
That seems so, like, I guess because there's a lot of flights to Vegas.
I don't know.
You have a lot of options. Like you said, it's a later flight, right? It's tonight as opposed to...
Tonight's gonna be a good night.
I wonder what she got.
Tonight's gonna be a very bad night. I arrive and then I go to the South Point Casino to do the dirty at 12:30 on St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. Oh.
And not Fat Patrick's Day, which was every day living here with Patrick. As he would
Not
come
Taint
out of there.
Patrick's Day.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But
We could both have bad shows tonight because I'm at the Coffee Joint.
yeah.
Which doesn't have a liquor license because they sell weed, I believe.
And that's totally legal. No one should be mad at them.
And you can, that's their right.
Yes.
And you can imbibe and enjoy that weed in the establishment. So I, at first, was relieved at the idea of doing a show on St. Patrick's Day without the ability for people to get thwacked out.
Yep.
And boisterous. But then I was told that there are shows at other similar venues where people are just getting very stoned. So it could be a quiet...
Remember the Dab
performance.
Lounge?
Yes, the Dab Lounge.
Yeah, that Juggalo daycare down there in the Springs.
That was a scene, man.
That was a happening spot.
That was a weird...
That was a vibe before a vibe was a descriptor.
It was a weird place that we would go down and try to swing for the fences.
Yep.
Due to friendship with Ben Verbeek.
One Ben Verbeek,
Raccoon Wrangler Benny V.
Who's getting a tattoo now. Ben Verbeek's going to take a break from fucking a bunch of really hot 22-year-olds to get a tattoo of my body on his body.
What?
Yeah, and then whenever he takes his dick out, they're going to have to look at my face because he's getting it on his dick. I knew a guy who had a dragon on his dick. Remember Mike, that white supremacist Mike, who gave us my toe tattoos and some of your tattoos, I think?
He was a white supremacist?
He had to go to prison when he was like 13. He had to join up. He wasn't a white supremacist. He was just doing what he had to do to survive. He was institutionalized. But anyway, he had a dragon on his dick. And he showed us all one time. And I was like, well, this is great. This is fun. This white supremacist just showing me his fat cock in front of my then girlfriend. That was a bummer. You have to be hard the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he had to tape it off as they fucking gouged him with guitar strings and Bic ink. He got that tattoo in prison.
No way.
Yes. He got the Grand Dragon himself.
Yeah, we're picturing a mythical creature with wings, but it was a grand dragon.
It was a hooded figure.
Right, it was just some old fuck.
He's like, I don't believe in that stuff, man. You talk like this, man. He'd be like, I don't believe in that stuff.
I don't think that's who tatted me.
No, you got tatted by
Nilbog.
Cam's friend, Nilbog, who we paid in beers.
That's right.
Yeah, and he was like
Cam's
pretty
bug.
tanked by the end of giving us all each like 6 tattoos that day.
I was all manic, and I kept saying that he should use the same needle for Megan and myself, and he was like, I can't do it, man. And I was like, I'm just fucking around. See, I know you're not going to do it, so the fun is that I'm insisting that you do it. I was like trying to explain why I was funny.
Yeah, and then Chuck Roy was like, wrap it up, kid.
Yeah, you're talking too much.
Hey, kid, come on. Use the same ink for me.
Not the same ink.
I feel like I should divulge some of my adventures in Austin because the listener base has asked me specific questions about one Joseph Rogan's comedy club.
Yeah, you were in there.
I was in there. I imagine it's like getting in there was probably the same as like the amount of security that it is to get into Epstein's plane. You know what I mean? There's just like 5 giant Marines all wearing tight T-shirts, probably like ex-Mossad agents, and people are coming in. They're the people putting your phones in a Yonder bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are these like big men, you know, who work for one Joseph Rogan. Then you go in the green room and Tony Hinchcliffe is chain smoking and shadow boxing, and Ron White is getting his hair combed by Whitney Cummings. William Montgomery's doing bits with someone that he thinks is Felipe Esparza, and it's just a pile of coats. And then there's me, just trying to be the only bastion of sanity in this strange spot. I went on stage there. William Montgomery brought me on. William went first, which is a wild thing to do to a bunch of people who were probably on drugs.
Yeah.
Just throwing William in there. And then I went on and had a very good set. And then I get off stage. And who's standing backstage when I go to leave? Joseph Rogan and David Chappelle. And they both dapped me up and said nice things. And then I floated out of there as if my feet were made of magnets and the ground was made of steel. Does that work?
No,
because I would stick to the ground.
Yeah.
So the ground would also have to be made of the reverse polarity of the magnets, so that were my feet.
That's right.
That's what you're telling me.
You'd be moonwalking.
Yeah, I'd be sliding around. Mm-hmm. Yep. Ron White, always nice to me. I appreciate that, Ronnie. He did end up doing Ronnie Want a White and standing ovation.
Justification for you.
It tore the room in half, and then
He's
he was
done, isn't he? He was just hanging out, right?
No, he does stand up.
Oh, I thought he said goodbye.
No, he quit drinking. He doesn't drink anymore.
Well, yeah, but our friend Chris Voth was doing shows with him, and then they wrapped up a tour, and maybe he's done with
Voth.
The tour schedule kind of thing.
He had enough Voth.
Oh,
yeah.
He's lying to Chris.
Yeah.
Like, after this, I'm done, man. I'm just not going to do it anymore. And then he just starts booking a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Fuck. So yeah. So I do that show, and I got dapped up by those two kings of New Spain, and then I left to go do another show where Godfrey and I goofed around for a bit, and Doug Benson looked like me from both the future and the past. It was weird to be after Benson, to be AB as I call it. Because he's up there wearing like a jacket and also like one glove, like one fingerless glove, I think. Yeah, but then it turned out it wasn't a fingerless glove. It was just how it went through his jacket pocket. It's very weird. I was sitting back there. Yeah. I was really lost in the sauce that is the Bence man. I kept calling him Benson. Todd Barry thought it was funny. That was the only person.
Todd B was hanging out.
Todd Barry was there, and I went from having a nice positive interaction with Todd Barry where I was like, he was looking at me across the green room, and I was like, T-Man. And he went, I am the T-Man. And then he kept looking at me, and he's like, are you Sam Tallent? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you wrote a book. I read your book. And I was like, oh, right on. Thank you, T-Man. And he's like, another compliment from the T-Man. And we laughed. But then later on, that same night, I was walking, and I came out of an alleyway from behind Rogan's Club, and the T-Man was walking with a slice of pizza and someone else, and I was like, T-Man! And he went, huh. And like sped up. It's like, who else is the giant man calling you the T-Man, Todd? You can't remember from an hour and a half ago?
He moved on.
I guess so.
He likes to keep the green room and the real world separate.
Yeah, but he was like afraid when I hit him with the T-Man in public.
Were you sitting down when you were interacting in the green room?
Yeah, I was sitting on a couch, then I stood up, went over and shook his hand, and we goofed a little
so he
bit.
saw how big you are.
He knew how big I was.
He forgot.
Yeah, he's a fan.
He's got goldfish memory from
think
all of his contact sports.
Yeah, from the lacrosse he plays.
He got banged up.
Oh, yeah, and then banged out.
And it shows.
Yeah.
When you see him after a couple hours, it's like you have to introduce yourself all over again.
Yeah, I'm like, T-Man? You're the high T-Man? I'm the Sam T-Man. Do you want to get some tea, man? That was my interaction with the bear. So, yes. But then I went back to Rogan's Club after my Godfrey adventure and went up there, and it's insane up there now because Chappelle's there and all of his people are in there and everyone's trying to bother him. So Adam Egget, who you might be on thin ice, buddy.
What?
Egget might be in. Egget might be my new best friend.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Well, good.
You
luck
have
with
your
that.
wrestler guy.
No, I don't want the wrestler guy.
Sorry, dude. You got the wrestler guy.
I just want him to be a customer.
No, I got the Eeg man. We hung out very late one night, and then we had dinner the next night. And he was in there telling me some very heavy things about his relationship with one Norman McDonald. And, just like I was like rapt, I was listening, I was supporting him. We were holding hands a little bit.
You were rapping.
I was like, Norm McDonald.
In the ground.
What are you going to do? Pout around? Get over it, Egret. Quit being a... So, what? Egret, fly away from your pain. You got to learn how to maintain. T-Man coming in. I'm Todd Barry, I guess.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. Am I doing this?
So much CTE.
Am I Todd Barry now? So Egret's telling me all this shit and tearing. He was so eager to reveal this stuff to me that he couldn't eat a fucking cheeseburger. He kept falling apart, and then at one point the bun was on his head like a little yarmulke.
A little gaucho.
Yeah, it's like, dude, eat the burger. You're spazzing. So our courtship is very intense and rapid because of all these sweet things and comparisons he's making. And then out of nowhere, this dude named Gareth who works there, who was a known entity to Egret, he came from behind the water changing station after these very heavy revelations from Egret, and he said, "Gentlemen, your anecdotes amuse me." And Egret went, "Jesus Christ, Gareth, how long have you been standing there?" And then he just ducked back into his little man cubby. This Garrett guy says stuff like doth. And
you said he busted out doth a couple times.
He said doth a couple times. Yes. He said that the menu was replete with options.
Wouldst thou, gentlemen, require an additional pouring of Starry, formerly known as Seramis?
Dude, Starry was everywhere at South by.
Oh, shit.
They were giving it away.
Whoa.
Starry was everywhere, and so were the Sonic brand hard seltzers.
Sonic drive-thru?
Sonic drive-thru hard seltzers were
Ocean
everywhere,
Water,
dude. Yeah.
Cherry limeade.
Yeah, they were sponsoring the Creek in the
One.
Cave after party. So people were just drinking Sonic branded cups all the time, which I thought was hilarious. Mm-hmm. But everyone was like, what?
With the good ice?
No good ice. Just normal bar ice. Yeah.
Should have brought their own ice.
Yes.
That's what people want.
So shout out to Gareth if you're listening, you weird up-close magic performing freak with your slick-back ponytail and your eager ears. So I went back to Rogan's Club, and Ronnie Dangerfield's wife was there, Joan Dangerfield.
Joni D.
She was a guest of Whitney Cummings. Mm-hmm. And she came up to me and she said, "I really liked your joke you did about clown hair." And I was like, "Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much." And then she walked away, and I turned to Egret and William, and I was like, "I didn't do a joke about clown hair. What's she talking about? What's going on here?"
She saw you on stage, but she
did.
had her own audio playing.
Yeah.
And involved somebody who sounds like Rodney.
Right.
Talking about clown hair.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed your joke about clown hair. Young
It is
man.
Indeed ridiculous.
It's crazy that they have hair, but yet the clowns? I don't understand. What is this? What is this Venn diagram of belief systems we get lost in when one does enjoy the humor of a clown? We know it's a wig. What if it's not? Anyway, away with me. Whitney! Fetch the Falcons.
Fetch the drone car.
And then on my way out of the club, I said, "Thank you for having me, Joe Rogan." And he said, "Hey, man, no problem." We exchanged phone numbers. And now, we'll see what happens.
You've got a cold bath coming your way.
I would love to be dipped
Courtesy
by
of
Rogan.
Jay Rogan.
What if he's like, "Hey, man, you want to do the pod? First thing, I got to wash you. I got to clean you off. You can't come into this podcast studio looking like that and smelling like this."
Yeah.
And he holds up a bag of dung. It's Patrick's brother. Oh, that was a Patreon. Listen to the Patreon we did last night. It was completely unhinged.
Oh, yeah.
We were all stoned to the bone.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about it, but yeah, it is until it was too late. But
Yep.
It is a whole different vibe
Yeah.
when we are together, and then if we're stony baloney.
And also, if it's late, that was 1
It
a.m.
was late.
We were
Yeah.
eager to get to knuckling.
Yeah, Knuckle was queued up.
Dude, I wish we could get Joe Joyce, Big Joe Joyce, on the pod.
Maybe he's not.
How is he dead? He's not dead. Those guys don't die.
Yeah.
They bury him standing up so the crows don't take to the fields. That's how you bury a king of the gypsies.
Buried above ground.
Yeah, you let him protect his crops.
It's an oxymoron, but life's complicated.
They're not big on logic. I dip me knuckles in petrol to make him hard as a stone. I batter a man. I leave him a hospital case.
Yeah, that is a wild ride, Knuckle. Patrick was getting scared at the end. Did you notice that? He thought something awful was going to happen.
No, what?
And he got scared. He just said something like, does this end with something really bad? Does somebody die?"
No.
I think he was scared.
Whoa.
He was scared. What did he say? He was listening to a podcast that involves paranormal phenomenon
Oh, yeah, about Greeley.
while he was driving, I think from here to Greeley or from Denver to Greeley.
Yep.
And he was getting scared by the podcast. And then I think he started a new episode and it involved something that happened in Greeley, Colorado.
Yeah.
And he got so scared that he had to turn it off so that he could drive without his hands shaking on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Didn't you lose a little respect for him? That's
No,
insane.
because I respect people who get scared. You said that Creech left town for a couple of days.
No, don't tell him.
And you convinced yourself the house was haunted. So
That's different.
It's okay if people are scared.
That wasn't a podcast about something happening years ago.
That was just you alone in your house.
That was me in the present moment being scared of a potential specter moving my things. I like my things where I put them. That's why I put them there.
So it wasn't like the ghost qualities. It wasn't the malevolence. It was just that you're very well organized.
I was scared
Look
of
at this guy.
the chaos.
Look at this pile of meat.
Who's that linebacker in a basketball outfit?
He's playing for NC State, man. Look at him. Young Zion.
He's going to have injuries like young Zion.
His feet are going to hurt. A bunch of micro fractures.
Yeah. He's going to have shark foot.
So you didn't want them to know that you get spooked easily?
I was saying that
Now they're going to be jumping out of alleyways giving you the Todd Berry treatment.
I was saying how Megan is used to me being gone because I'm gone often. She is normally not gone when I'm there.
Yeah.
So I'm spoiled.
Yes, you are. It smells.
And she...
The meat's rotten.
The milk's gone bad. When she goes out of town and leaves me at home, it's weird. I'm not used to it. I don't like it.
No.
And yeah, years ago when we were in Denver, I got a little spooked. It felt like there was something in the apartment with me, and it wasn't the dogs.
But what do you think it is? Do you think it's like a copa? Do you think it's like a projection of your inner evil that's there to like a shadow version of you?
No.
I think tulpa is actually the term.
Tulpa,
Tulpa.
gaucho. Like when
Culottes?
a gaucho dies, he turns into a tulpa. No, it's just I don't know. It's just without her in the house, it's a little quieter. I don't know. She's always banging around, usually bumping into stuff.
Yeah, hitting her head on cabinets.
Getting dizzy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I freaked myself out for sure. I also think I was getting super stoned, and so that can lend itself to...
Dude.
What was that? You know,
Yep.
there's a little bit of that. And she is about to go to Savannah for a week with her mom.
Which means she's coming home haunted. That's a scary
She's
place.
going to bring a ghost with her.
She
Yeah,
is,
that's right.
yeah.
I told her, you better not. And she was like, it's not really under my control.
Yeah.
I'm just a vessel.
I do what I want.
If a ghost decides to hop along for the ride, then we might have a ghost in our new Trinidad home.
Yeah, but what's a home in southern Colorado if it doesn't have a ghost? It's nothing.
You think that's part of the charm?
Do you think you're going to be the only person left holding the bag for Trinidad? Or are you going to jump ship before all the mice get off the boat?
I don't know.
Because everyone who tricked you into moving down there is slowly leaving.
No, Wally moved to Pueblo.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Don't make it sound like there's an exodus. What are you? Writer for the Westward in 2013?
Just saying, man. Call me Bree Davies.
No, Wally and his wife and kids are moving to Pueblo because there's just I don't know better schools.
There's more rubes to fleece up there.
Pueblo is still a little bit of a hard town, So
Yeah, it is.
I think he's going to get a lot of stink eyes and mean mugs.
Oh, it's going to get a lot of Indian burns and purple nurples.
Yeah, a bunch of bullies in Pueblo.
Yeah, a bunch of dead legs and horse bites. It's not going to be easy for him.
Is a horse bite that?
Yeah.
Oof.
It hurts.
Yeah, that's
That pinch.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yep, I don't like it.
Probably would be the same if you just did that, right? What is this?
That gives you more force because now you're exerting with your finger and not just your thumb.
There's a fulcrum.
Here, get over here.
No,
Come on.
don't you
Come
horse
on.
bite me.
Come on, I'm hungry.
I'll take my shirt off and start wailing on you with my petrol hands.
Those videos they send each other are so stupid.
They're
Watch Knuckle,
hilarious.
everyone. I'm sorry to keep doing so many Knuckle
Please.
jokes, but one of the best documentaries ever made. This guy follows a traveler family around for like 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 97 to 2009, he interacts with several families. Well, I guess it's kind of one.
They're all one family.
Well, no, some of them are related, some aren't. But yeah,
Dude,
there's like several.
There was one drifter
Irish
who
families.
banged some lady who was caught in a bog, and then that's where they all sprung from.
Yeah,
That's the travelers.
but they they make videos where it's like wrestling promos,
And you can't understand a word they say.
talking shit. Yeah, the captions are just like capture the essence.
They're so
of what
succinct.
They're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a whole other type of English that they're speaking from the old country,
Yeah.
and it is some of it is kind of poetic. Like, what is? I'll beat any Joyce that ever came out of an asshole.
Yeah. And then he calls his butthole his Joyce hole.
Yeah. Kiss my Joyce's hole.
Uh-huh.
Or he said, you insulted every Joyce that ever walked on two legs.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how many Joyces does that leave out? Oh,
Yeah.
it's all of them.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget about Randy, who took that skateboard all the way from Dundarney to Dublin, just pushing along on his palms as if they were toes and fingers and feet. There's a commercial now that has a fucking skateboarding half man. And I
You
can't
saw
get
that
enough of it.
You got spooked last night.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Dude, I do not like a half man because I'm never looking. They're not in my like attack radius.
They're down below.
They
top,
are.
behind.
I don't look down at the ground. I'm not navel gazing. I'm
don't-
keeping my eyes to the sky, you know?
You don't look for dog shit, human poop,
No.
vomit. You're just stepping in whatever is in front of you.
I got a sixth sense for avoiding dung.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, any
Well, so
street
you're-
piles, I don't step in them.
When your eyes are looking up high, your nose is on alert for down below.
My nose is exactly pointed at the ground when my eyes are up high.
God had a pretty good blueprint when he made us, didn't
He
he?
sure did, yeah.
He thought of everything. They want to be able to walk around and see the sights.
Yeah.
But what if they step in shit? Oh, I know. I'll have the smell detection device.
Also, I don't think stepping in
Installed.
shit was bad back then. I think it was probably good luck. Because then you could just go like rub it in your carrot patch and you had fertilizer.
That's right.
Yeah.
You take it home with you.
Yeah, you put it in the patch.
Free mulch.
Where are we going to eat after this?
Ooh, I don't know, but I hope it's as good as yesterday. I couldn't decide between pho and a banh mi, and I said, "What are you doing? You're a gadabout with a couple bucks in your pocket and a friend who's going to surprise him by paying for it anyway. So
Yeah,
get
right.
two things."
You just assumed.
No, I didn't. I was going to pay for mine because
went-
I was naughty and had two things.
You were slowly. I went to pay, and you were like, "No, allow me."
no,
You're
no.
slowly backing up towards the door.
I wasn't doing the Patrick.
No, you weren't.
I would have taken my wallet out. I tried to insist
I
on
know.
splitting the bill, and you said, no.
I don't mind.
You're my favorite person.
You're my favorite guy after Adam Egan.
No.
Sorry, Adam's in, Lund's out.
Updated power rankings.
Yes.
Show me falling to number 3.
You've become Montana State.
Shout out to whoever sent you those 2 paintings, drawings.
Fuck yeah.
Who was that?
I don't know. I think it's written on there.
Okay, well, we'll have to try and shout out their work so that you guys can all check out what we have. Maybe we can upload pictures, but there's 2. So I get one and you get one, and it's dead comedians, and
Dead Comedian Society.
each one has like 10 beloved entertainers who have passed on.
It looks like the guy's name is 80 Winamp.
I remember Winamp.
That's
You could have
his-
different skins.
That's his signature, yeah.
Whoa. I was listening to a lot of bad music on Winamp. A lot of loud shit. But yeah, they are very impressive. The portrayals of all of these beloved comedians who have moved on to the next realm,
And a couple people who we couldn't identify. There's like Otto and George, the ventriloquist dummy, is on there.
right? But the depictions are very accurate.
The
It's
renderings are immaculate.
just, some of these folks, have been gone for a long time.
I just sat down. I sat on my balls. That sucks.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and if I move now, I'm going to be queasy. So I just have to kind of pin them until we're done with this.
Oh, figure it out.
I don't. Oh God.
Unleash. But yeah, what you've got? Farley, Gilda Radner,
Candy.
John Candy.
Oh.
We're not looking.
Michael
at him.
Carter.
I thought it was a little inappropriate to depict Michael Carter's hanging body.
Yeah, that was a little.
Like everybody else is like smiling and their eyes are full of light, and then Michael Carter, it was like, was this a crime scene photo that you used?
That sucks. That's not good.
No, that's a lot.
Lund,
Sorry,
tell them where you're
Michael.
gonna be.
Michael, please don't haunt me.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I think that the bar is haunted, but that the because one of the former owners, Al Mantelli, passed probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like there's something going on, but I don't think that I get a bunch of shit because I clean the hell out of that bar every night.
Yes, you do.
I leave it sparkling, and so I think Al smiles upon me, and then maybe is a little more menacing to some of the other staff, some of the slackers that we have that will maybe not do as good of a job as Al would like.
Dude, Taco Bell is doing a cheese-wrapped double-stuffed burrito now.
Oh yeah, those aren't that good.
What? But they're wrapped in cheese. They're crispy cheese on the outside.
Oh, maybe that's new. I don't know if I heard
Fuck,
that
man. That sounds so good. I really smushed my guys. I mashed my own new potatoes.
Total nightmare.
Yeah.
We're wrapping up. What?
Yeah, we hit more than an hour.
Plug-in dates?
Yeah, we gave these people a nice taste of our lives behind the curtain.
So I haven't been mentioning some of my dates that are further out, but I might as well because I want people to get tickets. I will be returning to the Savage Henry Comedy Club in July 14th and 15th. I'll be up in beautiful Humboldt County,
Was that for Oyster Festival?
California. No, I just picked a weekend
Nice.
before, a little bit before my 41st birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Eureka, California. At the
Durant
Savage-
gave me the wrong date for the festival, and then he hit me up yesterday, and he's like, "You still good for October 5th?" And I was like, "No, I'm good for October 12th, the date you told me." And he's like, "Oh, bother." He's Winnie the Pooh in it.
Well, yeah, so that's July 14th and 15th in Northern California. And then June 10th, I'll be in Oklahoma City, thanks to James Neem. And I'm hoping that I can do Tulsa June 9th. I need to try and figure that out, get that arranged. I'm going in backwards order. May 19th and 20th, I'll be at the Comedy Cabin, thanks to Two Beers with Nathan. That's in Janesville, Wisconsin.
It's a good club.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I haven't been in Wisconsin outside of Milwaukee and Madison.
And Eau Claire.
And Eau Claire.
With
So I've
me.
been all over
Yeah.
beautiful Wisconsin.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Well, I haven't been to Janesville, so hopefully I'll have a Janesville addiction.
Nice.
After that weekend.
Oh, so you already have your opener? You already have your opener.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, shut up.
There'll be like two guys
Morning
in the back
radio.
being like,
I'll do the
all right.
I'll do morning radio, and and throw that out there. Be sure to move some last minute tickets.
Providence, Rhode Island, the 23rd. There's 10 tickets left for the second show. Burlington Comedy Club. I'm out there. Vermont Comedy Club. Come out and see me the 24th, 25th. New Hartford, Connecticut, the 26th. There's still a couple tickets left for Union Hall, the second show in New York City on the 30th of March. Morgantown, I'll be out there for the Comedy Festival on the 31st, actually. Breaking news. Paris. If you live in Paris for some reason, come see me. I'll be out there the 6th through the 13th. I get back the 13th and headline Comedy Works in Denver, and I am happy to say there are less than 30 tickets left for that, thanks to the Josh Blue bump.
Heyo.
Thank you, Josh Blue. Come on out. See me April 13th at Comedy Works, Cedar Rapids, the 14th, 15th, 16th in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm all over the world. The 19th at Helium Philly of April. I'm so bad at this. Houston Secret Group, the 20th, the 21st in Lafayette, Louisiana. Come out, see your boy, sniff my rump, give my leg a hump. And if I sit on my balls, you better get out of the way.
We mentioned that wild Patreon episode from last night. You can check that out by going to patreon.com.
That was a hoot.
Chubby Behemoth.
Yeah, get on there.
Lots of great episodes on the Patreon.
If you're not listening to the Patreon, you're totally beefing it. You're squeefing your own dangle.
It would be like reading every other page of a novel.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to miss out on some stuff. You're gonna lose the plot.
Yeah.
If you don't get the full Megillah.
I mean, I'm just trying to make your life better. You spend $5 a fucking day on, what do these people spend their money on? An egg sandwich from Panera Bread?
Nicotine gum.
Yeah, you get your Zen in. Why don't you get some fucking Chubby B?
Yeah.
We're really kicking ass over there. Lund says it.
No.
Yeah, I name names of people who have them and people who I wish had them. I do. I'm always like, that'd be sick if she had them, huh? And you're like, yeah.
Fantasy booking.
Yeah. Fantasy boobing. So join that Patreon. And hey, do something nice for someone else today.
Go Gauchos.
Go Gauchos. They lost already. Now, how do I stop this, Lund?